Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a video that you guys have all been waiting for. We've waited 6 long months for this moment and it's time to get through it. Tonight, I'm going to be speaking about my NRL Round 1 tips. We've got players at new squads. We've got teams that outside of the 8 last year potentially looking like they could make the 8. It's going to be a huge season of NRL. I'm going to be speaking about all 8 games over the weekend, starting with Thursday night's blockbuster, the season opener, which we've recently been told Nathan Cleary's out against the Manly Seagulls. Let's get into my Round 1 tips. Just there that Nathan Cleary has been ruled out against the Manly Seagulls for the first game of the season on Thursday night. Let's have a look at this side. Obviously, Penrith Panthers, a few changes being made. Jerome Luai in the 5/8 role with Sean Sullivan playing at halfback, coming from the Brisbane Broncos. Charlie Staines named in jersey number 2 on the wing. On the bench, you've got Mitch Kenny, Scott Sorensen, Spencer Leniu and Matt Eisenhuth. On the reserves, you've got Jamin Salmon, Jermaine Hopgood, Kurt Falls, someone that I've got in my Supercoach, spoiler alert, for tonight's video. It's tips, so I've got to get it out there. As for this Manly side, their bench comes with Cooler, he gets a start, Lawton, Kepi and Paseka. You've still got a great lineup in Cherry Evans, Tom Trbojevic, Jason Saab, Brad Parker and Morgan Harper in the centres. A lot of people talking about is Morgan Harper's safe spot with Cooler knocking on the door, and Ethan Bellymore makes his Manly Seagulls debut in jersey number 12. Really looking forward to this absolute blockbuster game, and especially with Nathan Cleary being out, the team that I had picked, I haven't changed regardless of the situation. I'm going to go with the Manly Seagulls. You've seen that I've got them as my pre-season pick for the premiership, and I think that they'll be too good for the Penrith Panthers. I do think it'll be a close game though. I'm going to take Manly to win against Penrith in the first game of the season, 20 points to 16. The weather outside is crazy down here in Sydney, so hopefully the weather isn't too bad for the Penrith fans on Thursday night. And I don't mind Jason Saab at $8.50 to score the first try. I'm taking Manly to defeat Penrith. They were $2.40 yesterday. They're now $1.80. Obviously Nathan Cleary, huge factor. Manly to win, first game of the season. And the second game sees the Cronulla Sharks going up against the Canberra Raiders. This game is being played in Canberra. The Canberra side looks very different. Jared Croker spending some time in New South Wales Cup means that James Schiller will come into the centres with Matt Tomoku, Semi Valame and Nick Kotrick on the wing as Jordan Rapana is suspended. Their halfback is going to be Brad Snyder. We've seen a bit of him in the trial. He looked quite good, might I add. Tom Starling, Emre Gula, Corey Horsburgh and Adam Elliott make up the bench with Ryan Sutton, Harry Rushton. Croker has been named in jersey 22, so I guess he could be a chance of playing if there's injury. And Sam Williams pretty much dropped out into jersey number 24. As for the Sharks, this is a very exciting team in my opinion in 2022, but playing at GIO Stadium, it's going to be a tough arena. Jesse Raymond in the centres, Matt Moylan and Nico Hines in the halves. Now, it's interesting Braden Trindle drops out, but I think it's the right choice. Matt Moylan has plenty of experience. Nico Hines in that jersey 7, can't wait to see it. Also, can't wait to see jersey number 13, Dale Finucane, making his Sharks debut under the new coach of Craig Fitzgibbon. You've got Talakai, Andrew Fafita, Tolman and Royce Hunt on the bench with Luke Metcalf, Jaden Beryl, Lachlan Miller making up the reserves for the Sharks. This game is in Canberra, and Canberra were the favourites going into this game. It's now even money. I'm going to go the opposite here though. I'm going to go the Sharks. I think they've just got too much firepower in this team to lose this game. I think they'll be onto a strong start. So I'm going to take the Sharks to win 1-12. So I like the Sharks to win by 12. I'm going to take them 24 points to 12. I think that Nico Hines will set up a try assist or 2 in this game. And I like a roughie for first try score. I'm going to go the number 6, getting to start rather than being on the bench or being at fullback. I like Matt Moylan. I think that Nico Hines will be doing the kicking and controlling, but I think Matt Moylan will be getting those runs in, and I think he can score the first try at $26. A bit of value there, but it's anyone's game. The next game sees the Brisbane Broncos up against the Rabbitohs. Now, Billy Walters has been named in jersey number 6 with Albert Kelly in the 7. Adam Reynolds will not play So we have to wait till later in the season to see the Broncos and the Rabbit face to face against his old club. I was really looking forward to it. Jermaine Asako has been named at fullback. Selwyn Cobbo on the wing. Corey Oates also on the wing. Your centres in Herbie Farnworth and Katoni Staggs. As for any other changes, there's not too much. Ryan James on the bench in jersey number 14. Tamari Martin and Ezra Mann in the reserves. Let's move into the Rabbitohs side. Now they've got Blake Taff at fullback once again. You've got Cody Walker and Lachlan Elias in jersey number 7. Lachlan Elias looked pretty good in the trials, and we've seen him play one game of NRL as well. There, Captain Murray returns from a knee reconstruction with Jacob Host, Harvili, the new recruit, Michael Cheekham, another new recruit, and Thomas Burgess via the bench. So who do I think will win this game? It's meant to be this kind of weather that I'm looking at right now. It's just horrendous. And for that reason, it kind of reminds me of the Eels and Storm last year in round 2. So it's a very hard game to tip because I think it'll be very, very tight. I think it'll be low scoring. I quite like the unders at Suncorp between these two tight teams, especially with a bit of inexperience in the half in regards to setting up tries and just a bit of drop ball from the forwards. I'm going to take the Rabbits to win 12 points to 8. Outrageous prediction. Very low scoring game. The Bunnies to win by 4. I think the Broncos are definitely in for a chance with this game. Their forward pack could run over the top of this South Sydney inexperienced side for the most part. But there's still some great quality players like Cameron Murray. They do lose Jaden Sewer, the Origin rep, but I think the Rabbitohs will be a little bit too good for the Broncos, and I'm going to take them to win 12-8. At $15, I like Campbell Graham to score the first try of the match. This game sees the Sydney Roosters up against the Newcastle Knights. The Roosters, what a side they are in 2022. Let's have a look. James Tedesco has been named at fullback. Paul Momorowski has been named on the wing. Billy Smith has been named in the centres. He was previously called Latrell Mitchell's centre replacement, so looking forward to seeing him. He's had a fair run of injury. Luke Keary in jersey number 7. He's back as that game manager, and Sam Walker in the 6, going up against Jake Clifford and Adam Clune. A very exciting battle there. Victor Radley in jersey number 13. Connor Watson has been named as hooker. He's going to be in the number 9 jersey. Very dangerous side with Hutchinson, Nat Butcher and Takiaho via the bench. Kevin Nguama has been named in the reserves along with Lachlan Lamb and Adam Curran. As for the Newcastle Knights, Dominic Young in the wing with Anare Tuala, Bradman Best and Dane Gagai. Dane Gagai making his return to the Newcastle Knights. I mentioned Clifford and Clune, who's looked pretty good in the trials, might I add as well. Kurt Mann going to lock. A lot of people talking about Kurt Mann as a super coach option. And then you've got Tex Hoy, Braden Musgrove, Matt Croker on the reserves. Now, who do I think will win this game? I think the Roosters will be too good, especially at the SCG. They've been very, very good in recent years here. I'm going to chuck a bit of value at you here. There's no price yet for 2 tries, but I don't mind Joseph Manu to score a double. And I'm going to take Angus Crichton to score the first try at $18. I think he's a fantastic back rower who knows how to score points. But Joseph Manu, I reckon, will score a double in this game. That's one of my big predictions for the weekend. So I'm going to go the Roosters to win by 16. I'm going to go the Roosters to win 32 points to 16 over the Knights in the first game on Super Saturday. Next game sees the New Zealand Warriors going up against the Dragons at their new home of the Sunshine Coast for the Warriors. Reece Walsh being suspended means that Chanel Harris-Tavita will spend time at fullback. Sean Johnson making his Warriors return. Viliami Valet and Rocco Berry making up the centres with Dallin and Marcelo Montoya on the wings. Fantastic forward pack in this side. You've got Adam Fanua-Blake, you've got Ewan Aitken, Eli Katoa and Josh Curran. I absolutely love it. And then by the bench, you've got Ben Murdoch-Masila, Bailey Sirinen and Jazz Tavaga. On the reserves, you've got Ash Taylor, Adam Pompey, Jesse Arthurs and Edward Cozzy. Going up against the Dragons, who have Tyrell Sloan as their new look fullback. He's the future of the club going forward. We've seen just how good he is. Zach Lomax and Moses Sully, the new recruit in the centres. Ben Hunt and Amone making up the halves. Corey Norman is gone, Dragons fans. The nightmare is over. Aaron Woods in jersey number 10. Jack DeBellin has been named at lock. A lot of talk about that one. Jack Bird has been named in the back row because Tarek Sims has been dropped. Now, as for their bench, you've got Francis Molo, Jack Jojeski, the new recruit, and Moses Mbai. Who do I think will win this game? Well, I think it'll be close, and I've got the Dragons. I've got both of these teams outside the 8, but I've got the Warriors having a better year. I just think with Reece Walsh being out of this side that they're going to lose a little bit of firepower. I'd probably tip them with Reece Walsh, but I'm going to go the Dragons to win this game, which is considered as an upset because they are $2 odds, and I like the price of St. George Illawarra this weekend. But I'm going to go the Dragons in a very close one. I think Lomax will be up for a big game, so I'm going to take Lomax to score the first try at $15. And I'm going to take the Dragons by 6, a scoreline of 24 points to 18. Dragons to beat the Warriors on Saturday afternoon. Game sees the West Tigers up against the Melbourne Storm. It's a Saturday night game at 7:30. Really shouldn't be a Saturday night game at 7:30, mind you, but I think this game will be interesting. I'm gonna say that I think it'll be an interesting game. You got Ryan Pappenhausen at fullback. You got Nick Meaney in for the Cameron Munster, who's out for this game. Jerome Hughes in jersey number 7. Going up against Luke Brooks and Jackson Hastings. You've got Oliver Gilder making his Tigers debut. We've seen a brief moment of him in the trials up against Justin Olam. Going to be a tough battle there. Josh King has been named as the lock forward for the Melbourne Storm. Brandon Smith has been named in jersey number 9 with Harry Grant out for this game. Tyrone Wishart will make his Melbourne Storm debut via the bench. Nelson Asafa-Solomona has also been named on the bench. And then for the Tigers, Tyrone Peachy has been named on the bench along with Zane Musgrove, Luke Garner and Alex Sayforth. The Tigers should get smashed here. They really should. They were beaten 66-6 last season. But they've come out and they've said we're fired up to beat the Storm round 1. There's no way that Brandon Smith should play, should be serving his suspension. They're also the home team, all things considered. I've got the Tigers finishing 15th, but I think that they'll have a good game here. I can't tip them, and I'm not going to tip them, but I don't mind the Storm to win 1-12. Get on it. Don't know what it's paying off the top of my head. I'm taking the Storm to win 24 points to 12. I've got Xavier Coates as top try scorer for the year, so why not back him for first try at $8? But I really do like the Tigers to cover if there's a big line of 13.5 or 15.5. But I like the Storm 1-12 here. I think they'll win in rainy weather, a tough gristle, 24-12 in favour of the Storm. Talk about a game that I will be going to on Sunday afternoon. It's the Parramatta Eels up against the Gold Coast Titans. Entertain House versus BKR Sport. Everyone loves to see it, but he will not be at CommBank on Sunday, unfortunately. As for Parramatta, very new look side. Sean Russell on the wing with Bailey Simonson, our new recruit, Wanga Blake and Will Penasini in the centres. Brown and Moses retaining their spot at halves. Reid Marnie starting his final season, and he loves to score in round 1, so don't mind him at $4.50. Makatoa, Ray Stone, Jake Arthur and Oregon Kafusi on the bench with Nathan Brown, Bryce Cartwright, Mitch Rain, Tom Opacek, all in the reserves. Really interesting lineup here, but I don't mind it if I'm being honest. As for the Titans, Jaden Campbell at fullback, AJ Brimson and Toby Sexton in the halves. Can't wait to see AJ Brimson become more of this ball-running player because that's exactly what he is. So I'm really looking forward to it. Tino Fa'asuama'ali at lock, the captain. Will Smith, their new recruit, via the bench. Just trying to see where Isaac Liu comes in. He comes in at jersey number 10 for them. Beau Fermor in jersey number 12. So Beau Fermor and David Fafita actually being the second rowers for once rather than via the bench. And Kevin Proctor in jersey number 17. I can't back against the Eels. I think they'll win this round 1 clash. It's at home as well. I think we'll win and win well. I expect the Titans to finish somewhere between 8th and 11th this season. I don't have them below 11th. I think in my pre-season predictions, I had them exactly 11th. I think they'll have a pretty good season. They've got a young squad, but they'll still win some games. This is not one of those games they'll win. There's no bias here. Parramatta to win, 30 points to 14. And I've gone with Clint Gutherson at $12 first try scorer. I just want to mention Mitchell Moses loves a try at Bankwest. He also loves a try against the Gold Coast Titans. He's paying $4 for a try. Parramatta to win on Sunday afternoon. My pick for the Wooden Spoon, the North Queensland Cowboys up against the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Some people tipping the Bulldogs inside the 8. I'm not one of those people. There are a lot of people putting them bottom 4 as well, which I think is quite harsh, but I can understand the coaching style of Trent Barrett could lead to that. Let's have a look at these teams though. The Hammer at fullback, Valentine Holmes in the centres, Peter Hiku, the new recruit, in the centres as well. Tom Dearden and Chad Townsend in the halves. up against Matt Burton and Jake Averillo. Nice little battle there. Hylam Lukey, the rookie, up against Jack Hetherington. Tavita Pangai Jr., Bulldogs debut against Jeremiah Nane. Jason Taumalolo named in jersey 13. Hopefully Todd Payton knows how to friggin' use him this year. Then on the bench, you got Ruben Cotter, Jordan McLean, Mitchell Dunn, with Jake Granville dropping to the reserves with Scott Drinkwater and Ben Condon. I'm a little bit disappointed in this one, as spoiler alert, I do have Ben Condon in my Supercoach team. And they go up against the Bulldogs. Look at this team. Matt Duffy, Braden Burns, Brent Naden, Josh Addo-Carr, Matt Burton. There's just so many big names here. Paul Vaughan in jersey 10, Tavita Pangai Jr. in jersey 12, and Max King from the Storm in jersey number 16. Brandon Wakeham and Josh Cook on the reserves with Kyle Flanagan. Who do I think will win this game? I've got the Cowboys wooden spooners. I've got the Bulldogs around 10th. I could understand them finishing 14th. I don't see them finishing 15th or 16th. I think that this team is pretty damn good. I don't know if they'll play finals though. They'll get a round 1 win in my opinion though. So I'm going to tip the Bulldogs to win on Sunday afternoon. They ended the season very well as well. Let's not forget last year against the Tigers, and it was a similar side, but there's definitely some new players coming into the squad. I haven't checked the value for him, but I like Tavita Pangai Jr. to score the first try of the match, the back rower. I like Tavita Pangai Jr. to cross. Check out his anytime price as well, but I'm picking him first try scorer. I'll take the Bulldogs by 8 points. Probably Matt Burton to score at any time as well, but I'm going to go Bulldogs to beat the Cowboys 26-18. So guys, those are my tips for the weekend. Obviously a bit of value in my opinion at the Storm 1-12. I've taken Parramatta to beat the Titans at home. I like the unders for the Broncos and the Rabbitohs game. But let's get into these 3 try scorers that I'm going to back. This one's paying $7.50, guys. So hopefully I can get it up for you guys. Joseph Manu against Jane Gagai. I think Joseph Manu can score a try. Xavier Coates, he's going to be off to a flying start for Melbourne. The Tigers' defense isn't great. Xavier Coates to score. And Clint Gutherson, the fullback, loves a try at Bankwest, just like I personally collect cards from Marnie Moses Gutho. I'd love to see all 3 of those players score, but I don't think it'll happen. So I'm going to take Moses and Gutho, but in this multi, Manu, Coates, Gutherson, get you $7.50. Well, there you go. I'm exhausted and the footy hasn't even started yet. Round 1 begins on Thursday with an absolute blockbuster. Those are my tips for round 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It's so good to be back and tipping. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys later.